everybody. Welcome to El Sancho Live. I'm your host, El Sancho. This was a stream that I promised everybody I would do yesterday. Then I got really fucking pissed off at PayPal Patrick. So here I am right now doing it. We're going to go over the top news stories of the week. This is my panel link. If anybody wants to join and talk about news instead of the same old boring drama bullshit that everyone jerks off to, we are going to transition into the first news story of the day. We are doing a poll in our chat, coincidentally, that is directly involving this story here, which is our top story. And it will be, will you travel this Thanksgiving? That is our poll. The CDC warns America do not travel for Thanksgiving. Hello, Shane. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Joe. How are you? How's everybody doing? So let's go to our first news story. Citing an exponential growth in COVID-19 cases, federal public health officials urge people to stay home. Essentially, Americans should avoid traveling for Thanksgiving. The Centers for Disease Control has recommended today, on Thursday, last-minute attempt on the nation's leading public health agency to curb what's sure to be yet another dangerous spike in COVID-19 if families gather next week. In the last week, we've seen over 1 million new cases. Head of CDC's Community Interventions and Critical Populations Task Force said Thursday on a call with reporters, Thanksgiving is a week away. Still, the CDC stopped short of mandating that Americans refrain from traveling. It's not a requirement. It's a recommendation for the American public to consider. Dr. Henry Walk, CDC's COVID-19 incident manager, said on call. Right now, especially as we're seeing the sort of exponential growth in cases and the opportunity to translocate disease or infection from one part of the country to another, it leads to a recommendation to avoid traveling at this time. So, what that article essentially states is, we're not telling you you can't do it, but it's a bad fucking idea to do it. That's essentially what they're telling you. So, there it is. Kenny, you want to hop on panel? Hop on panel. Let's see how multiverse you are. Let's talk about some different shit. Talk about some different shit. Let me make sure that poll is working right now, because I didn't see that poll working. Let me log out and log back in on there. Please pause, everybody. Excuse me. Hate coughing on air, too. Smoke a lot of black and mild cigars like Joe Cole. All right, 1 second. So I got to refresh that. So I am trying to get this poll to work. Always something going on. All right. Let me know if you guys see the poll, because the poll should be showing up. Let's read what you guys think. Jessica S. says, I won't be having Thanksgiving or Christmas this year. Pennsylvania reseller. They made a mandate in Pennsylvania to wear a mask inside a home 72 hours prior to coming into PA. The COVID test, Shane Lawson states that we are in a lockdown now. It went into effect last night. Carlos says, no, I won't travel on Thanksgiving. Haven't done that for years. Kenny Klein, welcome.
Hey, what's going on?
Welcome.
Can only be up for a little bit. I got to get ready for my show at 1.
Kenny Klein says he doesn't travel. It's a trap.
It is.
It's true.
But it's cheap right now because of all the COVID crap. You know, I mean, if you are a world traveler and you don't have the money, now would be the time. You're taking a risk, though.
Right. Well, did you fly at all this year?
No, not at all.
Nothing. Yeah, I know airlines were at an all-time low price-wise for you to fly because no one was flying. You know, and everyone was like, oh, if you ever want to go somewhere, now's your chance. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm good. Let's go to what the CDC guidelines, the CDC guidance recommends for Thanksgiving. Having guests bring their own food, drinks, plates, and utensils, offering disposable food containers as well as single-use salad dressings and condiment packets, avoiding congregating in the kitchen as much as possible. Jesus fucking Christ. This is what Thanksgiving's all about. Hosting gatherings outside with as few people as possible and clearly explaining mitigation efforts with guests ahead of time.
Well, then I guess hometown buffet is off the list, huh?
I think everything is off the list. Like, there's literally, like, this isn't fucking Thanksgiving.
No.
I mean, yes, the spikes occurred after multiple holidays. I do know that. Let's go to the White House. Let's see what the fuck the White House is doing right now, Kenny Klein. White House killed deal to pay for mental health care for migrant families separated at the border. Sources said the White House counsel's office said no after checking with Trump's advisor. White House official has denied it. Essentially, the White House has blocked the Justice Department from making the deal in October 2019 to pay for mental health services for migrant families who had been separated by the Trump administration. Three sources involved in the discussions requested and admitted. He said the White House Office of the White House Counsel made the decision to reject the settlement of a federal lawsuit after consultation with advisor Stephen Miller.
I think that's a good idea. They need to start helping more people out, especially for the separated families, and just all the things, and not just this administration, but previous administrations have done.
Mm-hmm.
We just need to start making some headway and bridging gaps just for all Americans in general.
So let's go to Christmas. We talked about holidays and all that stuff. 12 million to lose jobless benefits the day after Christmas unless Congress acts. That is a big problem here we're having here. The day after Christmas, millions of Americans will lose their jobless benefits, according to a new study, and that could spell a financial ruin for many people.
It's one of the things that really upsets me. It's like the people that are in Congress right now and in the Senate forget where they came from. They're not worried about the everyday Joe, you, me, anyone. They're just more worried about themselves. And watch, when it comes time for them to find the money to pay themselves, they'll find shit. But they can't come through a deal to fucking help the rest of America. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, that's my feeling towards the homeless vets. Like the fact that we're still in this world saying homeless vets is like ridiculous. Like absolutely, the fact that there's veterans out there that have served and protected us, and they come home and we treat them like utter dog shit.
Absolutely.
It speaks volumes. I mean, we're looking at Congress is set to cut off 12 million Americans from the only thing holding them back from falling into financial wreckage and disaster.
Absolutely.
There's an individual, Todd Anderson, who gets $362 a week in unemployment benefits. It's barely enough to live on. So he's been selling off his belongings to try to get by, some pretty much cabinets, hiking boots, tools, etc. It's frustrating, man.
Yeah.
This is frustrating.
And this is a perfect time for, bipartisan, for both parties to come outside and say, let's put the petty bullshit aside. Let's just fucking help people, and they're not doing that. They each have their own agenda. The last thing I heard as far as help coming was Pelosi is pretty much waiting until the Biden administration takes over and hopes to win the special election in January in order to push her bill instead of talking with everybody and coming to something that they all can agree with. No. She's going all or nothing. So essentially, if it's up to her, we got to wait till January before we see any kind of relief. How many businesses, how many people are going to go into ruins by January?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the issue, is why are we waiting as long as we are? Why are we waiting until it gets to the worst point possible?
Because they're greedy politicians, and it's sad.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So let's go to social media. Like you and I are on YouTube mostly, but let's talk about Facebook. Let's see what Facebook is doing. Facebook says it's doing a better job of catching hate speech before users see it. Before looking at the article, which I haven't either, do you have any tactic of this being a possibility of Facebook preventing hate speech before users see it?
If they're diligent, I can see it happening. It would cost a shitload of money.
Mm-hmm.
And then we might have to start seeing them way more ads. Just it'll affect the product, but I think it's possible. But then the key thing is when they do that, how far are they going to go? Where will they stop the censorship?
Facebook users, this is a crazy stat. I'm going to put it up in here. Facebook users saw hate speech about once in every 1,000 pieces of content they viewed on the social network between July and September. That's a crazy stat.
Yeah.
Right there. The real question is, what do we not catch? This is the first time Facebook has publicly estimated the prevalence of hate speech on the platform, giving a sense of scale of the problem. It published a new metric as part of its quarterly report on how much content it removed from Facebook and Instagram for breaking rules ranging from violence to child exploitation to suicide and self-harm. The real question is, what do we not catch? What do we miss? Gary, vice president of integrity on a call with reporters from Facebook. He compared prevalence to an air quality test where Facebook samples content to determine the concentration of pollutants, what percentage of post breaks rules. He said Facebook was focusing on how much hate speech was viewed, not how much was posted, because some posts reach a few people while others go viral. You know, there's been a lot of there's been critics, there's been advertisers that have been ramping up the pressure on Facebook to do more to remove hate speech, misinformation, and other harmful content. From July to September, Facebook said it removed 22 million pieces of hate speech content from its namesake platform and 6.5 million pieces from Instagram. It said 95% of that content was proactively identified and removed before the users reported it. Keep in mind the word before users reported. Hey, Sasquatch.
Now here's a question: like, what do they constitute as hate speech too? You know, what are they using as basis for it?
That's the big thing.
Yeah.
Anything that praises Trump is hate speech.
Let me look at the guidelines on Facebook and what's the definition?
I mean,
of Facebook?
Speech is speech.
Right, it should be, but Facebook.
There's no such thing as hate speech.
Right. So I am going to pull up the community guidelines for Facebook and get that answer. All right. Stop sharing that screen. Stop sharing this screen. That's a relaxing tank you have over there. So, community standards for Facebook, hate speech. We do not allow hate speech on Facebook because it creates an environment of intimidation and exclusion, and in some cases may promote real-world violence. We define hate speech as a direct attack on people based on what we call protected characteristics: race, ethnicity, national origin, religious affiliation, sexual orientation, caste, I don't know what caste means, sex, gender identity, and serious disease or disability. We protect against attacks on the basis of age when age is paired with another protected characteristic. We also provide certain protections for immigration status. We define attack as violent or dehumanizing speech, harmful stereotype statements of inferiority, or calls for exclusion or segregation. We separate attacks into 3 tiers of severity as described below.
Okay.
So here are the 3 tiers. Content targeting a person or group of people, including all the subsets except so we're looking at violent speech, dehumanizing speech, pretty much behavior statements written with a visual, mocking the concept, event, or victims of hate crimes, even if no real person is depicted in an image. So this is one of the examples. This is going to be weird. So the designated dehumanizing comparisons, generalizations, or behavior statements in written or visual form that include black people and apes or ape-like creatures, black people in farm equipment, caricatures of black people in the form of blackface, Jewish people and rats, Jewish people running the world. This is a real website. This is literally on the Facebook official website, facebook.com/community standards/hate speech. So it's literally, hold on a sec. I'm going to post a link right now because I literally thought I was getting fucked with right now because it's kind of like, whoa, kind of. Let me blow it up too so you guys can hear it, see it better. So there's the link for it.
Holy crap.
So let's keep going on the examples. Jewish people running the world or controlling major institutions such as media networks, the economy, or the government, denying or distorting images about the Holocaust, Muslim people and pigs, Muslim person and sexual relations with goats or pigs.
Jeez.
Ready? Mexican people and worm-like creatures.
Wow. I don't even know that comparison.
Women as household objects, or referring to women as property or objects. Transgender or non-binary people, referred to as it. That's the first tier.
Yeah.
Let's see what the second tier has, shall we? Physical deficiencies are defined as hygiene, including but not filthy, dirty, smelly. Physical appearance, including not but limited to ugly, hideous. Mental deficiencies, I mean, wow.
So if someone forgot to take a shower one day and you say, "Man, you stink," that is gonna be
That's hate speech.
And you can't
Wow.
call somebody stupid when they are.
Nope.
I know. Wow.
This is why I
That's
barely use
ridiculous.
Facebook.
Like Facebook, you're stupid.
All right. So let's talk about cursing because we have all the cursing on the Facebook.com/community standard/hate speech. Cursing defined as referring to the target as genitalia or anus, including but not limited to cunt, dick, asshole. Profane terms or phrases with the intent to insult, including but not limited to fuck, bitch, motherfucker. Terms or phrases calling for engagement in sexual activity or contact with the genitalia, anus, feces, or urine, including but not limited to suck my dick, kiss my ass, eat shit.
So
no
Stuart, Richard, and
So no online hookups on Facebook either.
I don't know if you think talking about getting pissed on or shit on is an alluring way to hook up with someone, Kenny Klein.
Some people might, not me, but I'm just saying there's people have some weird tendencies.
To eat shit?
Some people.
so Stuart, Richard, and Sphincter are out of bounds.
It doesn't say it. You might be able to dance around
Well,
that.
it's Suint. It's spelled CUNT.
Right. Well,
Richard is dick.
Yeah.
And Sphincter is asshole.
Yeah. So let's look at tier 3 because there's 3 tiers. Calls for segregation, political exclusion, defined as denial of right to political participation. Pretty much a lot of exclusions. Social exclusion, economic exclusion. We do not allow criticism of immigration policies and arguments for restricting those policies. Yeah, that's crazy. Obviously, the violent content we know about. We know about the nudity. But wow, I didn't know Facebook.com literally had all these stories for us to just look at.
Well, they didn't put all right wing speech.
Right. Well, that's
they forgot to put that up there because according to Facebook, since they censor it all, it must be hate speech.
Mm-hmm.
I think they just go for the extreme right wing.
No, they go all right wing. If it's right of center, it's oh my god.
Mm-hmm. Let's go on a good story, a good happy story, Sasquatch, shall we? Sydney Barber will be the naval's first black academy, for the first black female brigade commander at Naval Academy. It will be Sydney Barber. She is the first to get promoted as a African American to serve as brigade commander of the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland. So, big shout out to Sydney. This is huge. This is the top leadership post for like a midshipman. In civilian terms, the equivalent of a student body president, and she's the 16th woman to serve in the position. In the 44 years women have been allowed to attend Naval Academy, poised to take over her role of the next semester. Barber tells NPR, all things considered, I never wanted to join the Navy group growing up. She says, laughing. Her father was a graduate of the academy. She wanted to write her own path, but kept returning to her drive for wanting to pursue a career of service. No matter what I did, I wanted to give back to the world. And she's breaking some barriers right now. As she breaks barriers in pursuit of her goals, Barbara's aware of what her achievements mean, not just in context of history at large, but also for her personal family history. Just a few generations ago, her great-grandparents were sharecroppers on a plantation in Mississippi. And look what the granddaughter's doing right now. This is awesome. This is completely what we need more of. I think we need more of these stories and highlighting stuff like this. So congratulations to Sydney Barber on first female black. I mean, that's 44 years. Not one black female in this position ever. And only 14 females ever in this position? It's mind-boggling. It really is. She has become number 16 in the 44 years since she's the first black woman to serve as brigade commander of the U.S. Naval Academy. So, giant congratulations.
Definitely, it's amazing, and I think it's good to see this. And it's not just here in the U.S., but around the world. In certain Muslim countries, the current Shah is actually kind of loosening. Women are actually able to drive over there now. So, I mean,
Mhm.
I think it's just coming full circle. People are finally starting to get to the idea, and the Western way of thinking about women is starting to infect the entire world. And I just think that is awesome. Still a long way to go, but we're getting there. Inch by inch.
Sasquatch, we're getting there, right? Slowly but surely, Sasquatch, we getting there. He's on mute. All right.
Sorry, I had to cough.
You're good. You're good. Slowly but surely, we're getting there, right?
Yeah, I suppose, but I wonder what her politics are.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
I want to go big shout out to Glitter and Harry and talk about Alaska. So the sun is set on 2020 in this Alaskan town. Polar night brings 66 days of near darkness in America's northernest town. So the sun set at 1:30 p.m. Wednesday in the United States northernest town. It won't rise again for another 66 days. So the sun has officially went away.
That's where the vampires are.
But
That's where they are.
then it'll be 2021 when the sun will come back. For this Alaskan town, the polar night is a normal phenomenon that happens every year. The National Weather Service in Fairbanks on Wednesday said that the sun will not rise again until January 23rd in Yuklavik, formerly known as Barrow. I don't even know if I said that word right. Some Alaskans prepare by taking vitamin D supplements and relying on a happy light, which mimics daylight. Carson Frank, an associate at the University of Alaska Museum, says in a phone interview. I mean, this pretty much is the chart. The sun sets at 1:30 p.m. in Alaska today, and it won't rise again until January 23rd, 2021. So that's how it looks throughout the whole time, guys. That's pretty.
It's cool though.
Polar night. The polar night happens each winter because of the tilt in the Earth's axis, and none of the sun's disks is visible above the horizon at all. It only happens within polar circles. It won't be complete darkness, according to meteorologist Daniel Banks of the Weather Channel. There are a few hours each day with enough light to see, but the folks who live there have technically seen their last sunset until 2021.
Damn.
Think of the depression rate.
But they get the Aurora Borealis.
Yeah, they do.
The what?
The Aurora Borealis.
Okay.
The Northern Lights, man.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought it was. So let's look at what we should talk about next. Kenny, let me know where you are with time. I only plan on going like an hour and a half.
1 o'clock is when I gotta get out here at 12:45. So
this was an impromptu stream that was supposed to happen yesterday.
Well, hey,
but then the whole Patrick thing happened.
Do you normally do this like on weekly?
Me?
Yeah.
I do news streams. Yeah, I do news streams during the day once a week.
Have you seen Teresa's new videos?
Teresa's?
Yeah.
I have not.
On good old
Andrew?
Yeah.
I heard about that.
And fucking that moron out there in California. Lou.
Oh, okay. All right.
I guess that's hate speech, huh?
I thought I saw the new video.
I haven't seen it. I'll have to check it out. I like Teresa's video.
I'm only on one of her channel. If any of the mods can post it, please do. Sasquatch, are you a mod yet? If you want to post in the chat, I'll make you a mod. If you have the video, please do. But
no, I'm not a mod.
Well, if you post in my chat, I'll make you a mod. I do. If we want to go to that subject real quick, I do want to talk about that conversation about last night, and I want to show what I need to see. I just saw you in the chat. Hold on. That whole discussion went for too fucking long, and it was such a stupid conversation that I felt stupid after having it. And I'll tell you why I felt stupid after having it. I felt stupid after having it because I believe these people know what they're doing, and they're just plain stupid. Flat out. Flat out. They know what's expected, They know how to dance around getting what people want. And at the end of the day, they run and hide.
Well, yeah.
Bottom line.
They didn't even show a live screenshot. And then a minute later, somebody come up with one that showed he had $1,000 more on that
Right.
screenshot as far as the proof that
Well, I kept going back and forth on like, this is what you need to show. This is what you need to show. This is what you need to show. And then it turned into a clusterfuck. And this is what I sent David Earl. This is exactly what Patrick Roth should have shown. Because it clearly says what the donation pool is compared to what the balance is.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a reason why Patrick is avoiding showing that. You can see in this transaction, I pulled this off of Google, people. This is how easy this shit was. This was pulled off of Google. Literally under the screen, under the search engine, PayPal pool receipt, PayPal pool transaction. Good morning, Randy, One Hot Gal, Landley, hello, Southern Age, Taco, welcome to the panel.
Landley Lang, she's a venomous bitch.
Oh, wow. Jesus Christ. I don't know.
She's booted me from so many fucking panels. Fuck that cunt.
You've been doing this a lot longer than me. I don't know who these people are. Just everybody be nice. That's all I can say.
I'm not going to be nice to her. Fuck that. She's a piece of shit.
All right. So why don't you tell that to Taco Josh? He deserves it. So here's the difference between the PayPal donation pool and the PayPal balance. Two different things. Why have we not gotten a receipt that states better treatment, blah, 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 available balance? Mm-hmm. Why aren't we getting that from Patrick?
I'm hoping, and this is a big hope, and I'm probably reaching here, but I'm hoping that we will get all of this when the money is paid. Because, he could say he's going to do it to his blue in the face. Who's going to believe it, right? No one. No one's going to believe it. Until it's done, I think if he maybe we'll get what he thinks they deserve. Because, honestly, we don't deserve anything, really. If he pays it, he says he pays it. Whether he did or not is between him, his people that donated, and, whoever else. He honestly doesn't really owe us anything, to be fair. Unless we donated, of course.
Here's my worry, Sancho. He still had 3 PayPal pools going at the same time. So he's going to choose the one that is...
No. No. I'm sorry, Sasquatch. I'm glad you're a mod, but can you post that link in the private chat? It might be easier for me to play. I'm sorry. It's because of cell phone kind of deal. No, I'm going to disagree with you now. Because if you see my link right now, whoever did this PayPal pool, named it Better Treatment. Forgot
did they?
Donation pool. So Patrick has named every pool he's done. So it's one name. That's it. So lawyer fees is what the name of his donation pool, his PayPal pool was. So we need to see the PayPal pool that says lawyer fees.
Okay.
It's simple. It's not brain science. There's not 7 different pools with 7 different. No, it's every pool has a different name to it. Now, did he name 3 different PayPal pools the same name? Then send us all 3 of the fucking names. Because the one that he attached, the one that David Earl or Earl David attached to that description on YouTube, that's the one I want to know what the balance was. And This is how easy it is to show the balance. So stop fucking with me.
The rapist? Yeah.
Stop fucking with me. This shows you how easy it is to show this fucking screenshot. Oh, this weekend. That's all I'm being told this weekend. I'm being told this weekend because it's all about the clicks and fucking views. That's why I'm being told this weekend.
They're both in private chat.
I'm playing the first one, if that's okay. Let's play the first one, and then we'll get back to the news in a little bit. But I just wanted to show this and show you how easy it is to be transparent. Easy it is to back up what you say.
Absolutely.
Every donation we receive for St. Jude's, we got receipts for. Everyone, Kenny. Receipts galore. Here, I'll show
I believe
you.
it.
I'll show
believe
you.
it.
Boom, 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 boom,
Mhm.
boom, boom. I mean, this is how you should fucking do it.
Well, absolutely.
You
That way
know,
there's no question.
it's not brain science. It's
It's
not. If you're going to go out of your way and say donate, it's a good thing for you to be open and say this is where the money went. It's just the right thing to do. Are you obligated to do it? Are you forced by law to do it? No. Should you do it? 100% yes.
Absolutely. I can agree with you
That's
100%.
that's the second video there.
You want me to play this one or the second one?
It really doesn't matter.
All right, let's play this one first, and then we'll see what
I mean, it'll make more sense if you play them.
Go ahead. All right, so I won't play this one first then. So which one do you want me to play? The first one you sent me or the second one?
I don't care.
Oh my God! Now you're fucking with me. now you're
El
fucking.
Sancho. Can I question El Sancho?
First of all, get your shit together because the second link you sent me is unavailable.
Then play the one that works.
Well, what did you send me though? Because now I'm curious.
They're both Teresa's videos.
Right. But why was that video taken down? I'm a nosy fuck. Tell me why.
What, in the private chat?
Yeah, you sent me 2 links. This is the only link that's still active. The other one is down. Was it that bad, that video? I'm being a nosy fuck right now.
I don't know. I can't tell you.
Go find out.
Let me look.
Even have a fucking parking ticket. Just funny.
Yeah, I get the same thing. It must be a bad link.
Taking the video down.
She has a snake. There's one other person that she takes her words from. A-Balance. Not Merv. A-Balance. No? A-Balance is a kitty fish. And it's not Merv either. I don't think really Merv's tied to much of anything anymore. Is it RC? I don't know who it is.
Yeah, RC's the big dude.
It could be Felipe Hemming. No. Felipe's too stupid. I don't know who it is. I'm being honest with you. I don't know who it is. I can't find them. I can't find their names. And they're part of Tyrant Wars. They're the head of Tyrant Wars. See, Teresa worked her way into Tyrant Wars. See, Tyrant Wars was getting information off me for a while. Who is Tyrant Wars? Do you know? Well, there's 5 people involved now. Okay. Are they all in Discord? 4 of them. 4 of them. 4 of them are. You know what's funny? Is these motherfuckers like Teresa, they keep, these motherfuckers like they keep posting people's public records online, their criminal records and stuff, and it's public information. So they're not breaking any privacy laws, right? Right. But what they don't realize is there's such federal law called inciting fear. You ever heard of that? Yeah. Yeah, A-Balance did a live stream, and he zoomed in on my house and my neighborhood without saying
I got a question.
It really was.
What am I watching?
There's 2 liars lying to each other.
Is this Salty and Andrew?
Yeah.
From when?
I don't know.
Oh.
Probably early or just recent, because...
Now, is this a wiretap phone call?
No, they probably got this
live stream.
Yeah,
it's probably live stream. I'm assuming.
All right, because that'd be kind of wrong if I'm playing a wiretap conversation.
No, it's fair use because we're talking about it.
Right. I just don't like to play secretly recorded conversations between 2 people.
Right.
No, this went out over the internet.
God forbid we hear what you say when you're not on the internet, Sasquatch. I don't want that.
I don't have any filters.
I don't want to hear that stuff. I don't want to. You've seen the Facebook guidelines. Yep.
Landley, you defend a rapist.
Oh Jesus! I don't even see the chat right now.
Teresa isn't slanderous.
I'll catch you later, Sancho.
Have a good
let
one.
me know when. Let me know when you do this. Come up and do it with you.
Yeah, it was kind of impromptu. I was supposed to do it yesterday, and then shit just happened. And then you were going to go live, and Taco was like, "Don't go live." I'm like, I'm not going live again. I already went 4 hours.
All right, man. Have a good one.
I'll be short.
Right. This is before we got it renovated and painted. So it had the old color. There's federal law that says for mass fear, like you don't let the or holler fire. You can now create a mass fear of people. You can't you can't do that. But there's another law, federal law that says inciting fear, and it means to the individual, which is fucking a federal offense, a felony charge. The bullying charge. What it is if someone takes your information, criminal, medical, no matter what it is, public or not, and post it nefariously to bring people awareness to you, and it's to show them your criminal record of how bad of a person you are, which could make somebody want to hurt you for it. That falls under incite fear into an individual. Well, then Teresa could do that alone. She could get that charge all alone because she made a 4-point series on Earl. Why ain't you worried about that? You ever heard of Fan Club? I'm sure you have. Who? Spike Love? Fan Club. No, fanclub.com. Yeah, that's what fucking Texas Wolfman started with the frog and Teresa. Yep. So those right there, that has incited fear into people. Right? I don't know. I haven't been there lately. Oh, I'm a member. Oh, yeah, I'm a member. Dude, you got to keep your enemies close and your friends close, your enemies closest. What do you think I'm in Discord? Gathering information now. Now I know. I can't believe you thought this whole time I was in there just fucking because I'm. Fuck. No, these motherfuckers fucking the wrong guy. All right, look, I'm going to tell you this story. I was going to tell you a while ago, but we got on sidetrack. I've been on my own since I was 13 years of age. My dad died when I was 2 and a half. I watched my mom shoot and kill herself at age 13. Her head hit my lap dead. Okay. I went to my grandparents' house. I stayed with them for a few months. Me and my grandpa couldn't get along, and I was a punk ass kid, is what it was. So anyway, I went to the courts, got emancipated at age 13. Now, the car my mom shot herself in, it was my car, and I kept it. I still have it to this day. This house I lived in out in the middle of someone else's property I built. But anyway, these 2 guys showed up one night to steal this car. Yeah, this car's parked out in the barn. I didn't drive it. It was this is something, for me to keep. Anyway, they tried to steal it. I shot and killed them both. I went to jail. Well, since I was emancipated, technically a state baby, the federal government swooped in and grabbed me, sent me off to all kinds of fucking training, dude, for 1.5 years, 2 years. And then I did a few things for them, and I was set free. Put it this way, at the age of 17, I was dropped to different foreign countries. Okay? And that's how I got out of all my trouble. So that's the way, that's my connections with the government. That's how I can get information. Make sense?
This is weird. It looks like this was a phone call conversation. This sounds like a phone call conversation.
Yeah.
Does it not?
I thought it was.
I mean, like, am I confused here or what? That doesn't sound like a live panel.
Well, I don't know how she got it.
And please, everyone, no personal attacks. Please. I can't stress enough. Please.
I don't like liars, man. That's one thing I've never lied to nobody. Never. And I won't. Now, I might not have told you the full truth, but I've never lied. You know what I mean? It's a gray area. Yeah. But as far as most of the Discord people, most of them, not all of the Discord people are bad. But and that's what I say. Not all of them are bad, but there's good ones grouped in with the bad ones. Right. And I'm sorry, just like a police, if you're good and you go along with bad, then you're bad. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Now, there are some good ones in there that they will call us bad ones. I mean, I've watched them do it. But I've been collecting information on for a long time, and it's all gonna go to a head. I got a YouTube channel that's on private right now. It has all the information on it. It has the videos on it. It has the whole 9 yards. I mean, before it has thousands of hours worth of shit on it.
I got even with him when I hit him with the IC3.
There's people from Discord that got a hold of my ex-wife. Help my ex-wife run a motion to have my child taken away from me.
I can't. I don't know what this is so confusing to me. This is so like morally I don't want to play a wiretap conversation. I want to get back to
He's claiming that Teresa did all that stuff on those
Right.
motions. Teresa's name isn't on any of that.
right.
And it would be if she did the motion.
Here's the thing. I'm not trying to be offensive here, but I lose track of who's fighting who. I lose track of this shit. It's like a soap opera with Bo and Hope are a couple one week, then the next week Hope goes with someone else. Like I don't know. I lose track. Teresa and Andrew are fighting now. That's news to me.
Well, everybody's been on damn near going against Teresa because they believe the shit that Lou said. They believe the shit that the rapist said. I mean, and none of it's true. I know Teresa.
Right.
She's none of them things that these morons say.
Right. All right. Well, can we get back to the news?
Sure.
So COVID-19. Tyson suspends managers at pork plant who placed bets on how many workers would get COVID-19. Interesting, though. No, I agree, Randy. If it was a private call, I shouldn't have fucking played it. I shouldn't have played it if it was a private call. I don't know what I mean, what the fuck? It's on YouTube. I don't know. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have. I knew from the get-go this smelled funny. It smelled funny. As state officials and lawmakers urged the shutdown of Tyson Foods pork processing plant in Iowa, managers at the plant reportedly placed bets on how many would end up getting sick. That is one of the many few allegations leveled against Tyson Foods. Is there somebody breathing heavy? Can someone?
Yeah, probably me.
Can you put the mic away from the phone? Like just a little bit. That is one of the many allegations leveled against Tyson Foods in an amended lawsuit filed Wednesday. The corporation kept its Waterloo, Iowa plant open, even as local officials urged it to shut down early in the pandemic. As a result, about 1,000 employees contracted COVID-19, 5 of whom have died. That includes, and there's a name, Israel Fernandez, whose family filed the lawsuit against the meat empire. Tyson Foods has since suspended the individuals reportedly involved. Per statement issued Thursday afternoon by the company, we expect every team member at Tyson Foods to operate with the utmost integrity and care in everything we do, said Tyson CEO and President Dean Banks in a statement. If these claims are confirmed, we'll take all measures necessary to root out and remove this disturbing behavior. Wow. This plant alone, 1,000 employees contracted COVID-19 and 5 of them died.
I wonder who won the bet pool.
1,000. That's a ridiculous number. It really is. That's a lot of, I mean, ignoring, all the local officials, and then all of a sudden you get, listen, like Dunkin' Donuts is one that I get petrified on. With the amount of people fast food workers deal with on drive-through, you don't know who's pulling up to your window. You don't. You don't know who the fuck. If they have it, they might not even know they have it. It's a little scary. It's a little scary. New York was one of the most. No Name, is that you, No Name? No Name? Are you on mute, No Name? You're on mute, that's the thing. All right.
I stay muted until I want to talk. That way you don't get all the heavy breathing because you're so hot.
Oof. Well, I'm not the one heavy breathing. What'd you just say? Wait a minute. Sasquatch. She's talking. Okay, I'm getting really creeped out by the breathing. I got headphones on, and it literally sounds like you're breathing into my ears, which I've never had a grown man.
Baby,
I've never had a grown man.
Sancho,
Is it still going on? It might be my
earwax
fan.
is almost full.
No, it's Sasquatch. I don't know what he's doing to my voice right now.
Your
But
earwax
remember-
is almost full.
But remember, you have had personal coaching from Eric Everhard.
That doesn't cause this guy to have you breathe in my ear. Are you kidding me?
How do you know which way his dick swings?
Sasquatch. I'm not gonna lie, I feel a little funny with you breathing in my ear right now.
Sancho's having an ASMR reaction.
I think he's having an ASMR reaction to my voice. Turn your camera
I'm
on.
muted. What the fuck?
Where are your hands? Put your hands up. Jesus, man. Can we talk about the New York nurses who are protesting for inadequate PPE staffing? A group of New York City nurses. Oh, where did it go? It just went away.
Oh, that's fake news,
It
dude.
just went away.
That's fake news.
No, it was. The fucking thing was just here. Right there. Right there. See? It's right there. Oh, that was a video. Is it a video? All right. PPE. Nurses in NYC, which is one of the biggest ones hit by COVID. They marched from a hospital to a cemetery on Thursday to protest inadequate preparation by hospitals in advance of an expected surge of COVID-19. So essentially, these nurses have seen how overwhelmed they were the first time, and now they know that this is happening again. And what the fuck are we doing about it? So they essentially yesterday went on a march from the hospital to the cemetery in efforts to have state officials give them more adequate PPE testing. Anyone's thoughts? You just want to breathe in my fucking ear and not talk? Okay.
You don't want to hear from me on this hoax thing.
COVID-19 vaccines are almost ready to be distributed. Who gets them first? After healthcare workers. Here's a list. Taco, what do you think would be on the top of this list as far as vaccines that are ready? Who do you think would receive them after healthcare workers?
High risk people.
No, high risk. So
Like diabetes, old people.
Mhm.
Oh no, we give it to the ones we want to kill off. Or those that we need tracing on, because there's no fucking way I'm not going to get vaccinated. No way. And I'm not getting that shove the waterboard down my nose thing either.
Now, did you say the word waterboard for me? Like, did you get that from me, or did you get that from somebody else? Because that's exactly how it felt.
That's what you said.
That's exactly.
Get your surgery, you had to get waterboarded.
That's exactly how it felt.
Have either of you been waterboarded?
To get my COVID test, I did.
No, seriously, have you been waterboarded?
Well, the nurse who did it to me said it feels like waterboarding, so I'm able to legally say that, Sasquatch.
No, if you haven't been waterboarded, you can't really say that.
Well,
do you mean like when I fell down water skiing and it all went up my nose until I let go
Well,
of the
that's
rope?
not being waterboarded.
all
I'd
right.
be willing to waterboard you,
and there
Sancho.
was water.
What's up, Johnny D. Booty Wart? All right, listen.
I know we're a little bit exaggerating there,
I mean,
okay?
waterboarding, they tie you down.
Uh-huh.
Right.
They put a
what they
cloth over your face and they pour water on it.
All right.
That's being waterboarded.
I was told that it was like you're being waterboarded or like you're drowning. And I've drowned before. So I lived, but I drowned. And I know how that's like. I was underwater. I couldn't swim. I had a gym teacher take his shirt off and his shoes. I had to save my life. So I know that feeling. And you can't tell me I don't.
No, I can't say that.
There you go. I could have lied and told you I was waterboarded. There'd be 5 fucking streams on why is Sancho getting waterboarded? There's something to hide? What does he have to hide? Is he a terrorist? Is he a domestic terrorist? Is he a national terrorist? Is he a Tyson food terrorist? What's Sancho? So
maybe he likes it.
I never been waterboarded. All right.
Ooh, hey, and if we're putting on our tinfoil hats, let's go full conspiracy here. How the hell do I get in there and use my embedded control experience to look at those voting machines and actually help them find the stuff? Because if I were them, I wouldn't put it in the C code. I'd put it way down in the assembler language, which very few people can read.
A jumpstart group. A jumpstart group will be the first in line. People who risk their lives to care for the sick and keep society safe. This includes frontline healthcare workers, first responders, cleaners, and ambulance drivers. These are the other priority groups for the general population to reach. Everyone could take up to a year. No rush. This could take up to a year, people. Phase A, the 5% of frontline, as we talked about. Phase 1B would be those with underlying conditions, those with 2 or more chronic conditions, 65 and older. Phase 2 would be teachers, childcare workers, which is bullshit. They should be up front there at the top list. I believe teachers should be valued as much as frontline workers with the amount of exposure risk they're having, being teachers. Childcare workers, the same thing. Those with underlying conditions.
Have you looked at the stats for that?
The stats for what?
Children and teachers?
Well, they're canceling school.
It's like 0.01.
Well, because a lot of it's homeschool. A lot of it's
even in school, it's like 0.01%. Or it's maybe 0.03.
So phase 3,
it's nothing.
So the people are in prisons and jails. Is there? Phase 3 is hotels, banks, higher education, and factories. Phase 4 is everyone else residing in the U.S. So there's a chart. I'm going to save it so you guys can have it. So that'll be good. I'll put it up on the screen. But there it is. There's the chart. There's the phase chart of priority 1, priority 2. What do you guys think in the chat about this?
No fucking way.
No fucking way?
No, I was a firm believer in vaccinations until I had a baby, and the Kenan baby in my arm. I called the pedo, and he says, "Oh no, that's perfectly normal. We expect them to scream after we vaccinate them. Later that night. Oh, just give her some Tylenol. They'll be fine." And then next time I'm there, I'm like, "Did you report that to the VAERS database?" "Oh no, it wasn't related to your vaccine." Well, wait a minute. There's a 95% underreporting rate for the VAERS database, which means 95% of the time the doctors don't enter the temporally related data, which means if it happens within a certain time of being vaccinated, you're supposed to report it. You're not, as a doc, you're not supposed to make the judgment. Was it related or not? It was related in time. Right. So you're supposed to report it. So they have all the data to sort it out. With a 95% underreporting rate, that's not happening.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the data on it, a lot of the vaccines only give you like a 90% immunity, whereas the average unvaccinated person has an 85% immunity. Oh, and bonus, 3 of the vaccines that were given to my child in the first year of her life got recalled. The first one was the Hep B vaccine because it was overdosing newborns on mercury. The other one was the rotavirus vaccine, RotoShield it was called, because it was causing bowel intrasuptions. Mm-hmm. Do you know how painful that is?
Mm-hmm.
That means your intestine goes inside itself. And we're talking about bitty under a year-old babies. And I killed a bunch of them. And I'm forgetting what the third one was. Okay. But I know a third vaccine got recalled too.
Well, I'm going to have my late lunch now.
Yeah.
So thanks for having me up.
Thanks for the intestines talk. That's definitely going to make someone want to go eat lunch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh, let's have some tripe.
Tripe?
That's intestines.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
Oh. Thank you, Sasquatch, for hopping on the panel. Those are the stats of the COVID testing, is what we're looking at.
Are we going to talk about the New World Order here, where we're not going to be
The
able to
NWO?
work or shop without getting that test or a vaccine? Can you see where this is going?
Can I see where this is going?
They're taking away our rights. We have the right to bodily integrity. We have the right to HIPAA. Our choices with our medical opinion, our medical information. Why do I have to tell every Walmart greeter why I don't want to wear a mask?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and by the way, in August, I went to Menards to try to get a TV. My local Menards, which I don't usually shop at because I always get bites from foreign things when I'm there. But I got dismissed at the doorway saying you can't come in without a mask. They beat up a 63-year-old guy that same month for not wanting to wear a mask. I mean, full body slam to the ground, old guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got to work some more. That same security guard did it to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
2 people before he got fired got taken down by the greeter at the door over a mask.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And it's
just
anyway.
what happened to Josh? Everybody left besides you. I didn't even know my screen wasn't open.
Yeah, I hope I didn't drive him away. To just get rid of me.
No, I mean, you're the only one on here. I didn't tell you to leave.
Well, I know I'm always the wild card in your wheelhouse here.
Have you seen this viral video about the Russian court? It's kind of violent. It's Russian court acquits prison bosses in high-profile torture case. A Russian court has acquitted the former boss of a prison, along with his deputy, over the torture of an inmate in a case that shocked the country. 13 other defendants were found guilty and handled jail sentences ranging between 3 and 4 years. The case was brought after a video emerged of the brutal torture of, you can see, Makarov in a prison of Yaroslavl, north of Moscow in 2018. Yeah, they got acquitted from the torture. Of those found guilty of abuse of office, the longest sentence, 4 years and 3 months, was handed to ex-prison guard Maxim Yubluk, who was clearly seen in the video striking the prisoner repeatedly. Another high-profile defendant in the case, prison official Sergei Efremov, was sentenced in January to 4 years. He had pleaded guilty and agreed to testify against his colleagues. Some of those found guilty on Thursday were immediately released because of the time served in pretrial detention, court sources state. Footage of the torture was published by Novaya Gazeta. I don't even know what the hell I'm saying. I might be offending someone. In the summer of 2018, it showed that Yevgeny Makarov, being held face down on a desk, as more than a dozen prison officers took turns to beat his feet with truncheons. Now, Russian prison authorities announced a full inquiry into the events. IK1 employed a thorough investigation of all detention facilities because of this. I want everyone to be exposed to at least, and those men to be judged what they deserved. So I don't know if I want to play it because, like, the last time I played some violent shit on YouTube, I got the video shut down. So kind of want to stay away from that, to be honest with you. You know? I didn't say No Name was a fool. Google the letter Archbishop Vigano sent to Trump in the World in October about the NWO. I just thought the NWO was Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash. No, that's all. Archbishop Vigano. All right, let me get this queued up on No Name if you want to stall and say hi to everybody.
Oh, hi everybody. Yes, you may think I'm a total whack job.
No,
I used to be a
listen.
believer in the medical system until I got shoved through the ringer. Have you ever had a baby in the hospital? All of a sudden, you are the problem. They must rescue the baby from your very dangerous vagina, that unknown area where they don't have control. They're going to rip that sucker out of you so that they get the control.
Well, I think they want the baby out of you so you can have the baby, no?
How? When?
What good's the baby inside of you when the water breaks?
Oh no, actually, for the first one, they artificially broke my water a month before she was due. Fuckers.
Did you not ask them to break the water?
I did not ask them to break the water. They pretty much pressured me into it. With lies. Lies, lies, lies. I didn't know then what I know now. I did a lot of research after that first birth, and by the third birth, I did it without a hospital. I went to midwives that were around the corner from a very good hospital that they had very good relations with.
Okay.
And it was a better hospital than the one I would have gone to. They have all the, if you're a hammer, everything's a nail, right?
Oh, don't say that.
No, really. I mean, they're
No.
surgeons. All they want to do is slice and dice.
Oh, I've only had one
That's
surgery.
No.
Well, surgeons are supposed to slice and dice. That's why they're surgeons.
Yeah, well, then why are they delivering babies? Having a baby is normal and natural. Have you seen that Monty Python movie?
So you think all births should be in the bathtub, childbirths?
I definitely believe in water birth. I had my third baby in the water.
Did you?
Yeah, that's what the midwife's office was. It was a hot tub. And okay, they had some oxygen tanks somewhere hidden in the cupboards. But mostly what I hired them for was to take care of my husband and keep him from freaking out.
Who gives a fuck about the husband? You're the one going through the birth.
Yeah, but if he's all willy-nilly freaked out, I mean, he couldn't even make a fucking pot of coffee.
What
He was that
the fuck
messed
is
up.
wrong with your husband? Jesus.
Well, no, he's all worried because, like I said, there's nothing they can do when the baby's still inside of you. Oh no, I'm so helpless. And he fucked up making coffee, and they're like, "Oh no, honey, just go sit down. We'll clean it up for you."
Did he spill it too?
And you know what he said was the best thing was the five of them sat around knitting, and as long as he heard those knitting needles, he knew everything was okay because they wouldn't be knitting if there was a problem.
Oh, interesting.
And dying while giving birth wasn't very common. You just hear about it more.
Right.
For cool out AC.
How long were your births? Like you gave birth to 3 children?
Oh yeah.
How long were each of them? Like hour wise? Like how long was the birth? Like the whole process?
Well, the first one, the stupid one, where I let them break my water early, and then I had to beg for like 8 hours for them to turn off my epidural. Wait a minute, my body, my choice. I'm telling them, turn that fucking epidural off so I can actually get this baby out. And it took 4 fucking ever for them to turn off the medication. And wait, no, isn't it patient choice? When I say I no longer want that procedure, shouldn't they stop?
It depends.
Oh, no.
It depends if you signed up and agreed to allow the procedure to happen, and then you're under some medication, and then you stop. You know what I'm saying?
No, the epidural is a painkiller. There's no reason I needed it. And it was numbing me up so I couldn't move and do the shit I needed to have a baby. That's why most people are like moaning and groaning and grinding, is because that's what moves the baby into the right position. If you're just going to lay there on your back like a beached whale, nothing's going to happen.
But you're going to move around and get things going to kind of free up some room.
Right. And so I finally got him to turn down the epidural, and there I go. I'm ready to push. And guess what that fucking OB did? He gave me a bolus.
He gave you
a bolus, which means a huge amount of the epidural. And I was going back to sleep. Like, oh, no, I'm back to sleep. There I am halfway out for pushing the baby out.
Oh, my God. You were halfway out and you went to sleep?
Yeah, well, no, he hit me with a huge dose of pain medication for my own good. What the hell? You're having a baby. It's going to fucking hurt.
Were you in pain?
Well, of course. Would you
been able to do that straight out?
I would have done it a long time sooner without the epidural. Okay, so the second baby, they gave me the same ultimatum: break your water or go home. Guess what? I went home, ordered a pizza, had a good night's sleep. Then the next day, about 6:15 in the morning, I hit the front door with my assistant doula, which they're trying to triage her because she was pregnant too, like 8 months along. So they're trying to triage my doula. And she's like, no, I'm with her. And it was 15 minutes from front door to getting that baby out of me. And without an epidural or any medication. And thank God it was an ER doc because he wasn't an OB and didn't know what the fuck he was doing. So he listened to me, which is basically stand back and make sure to catch it. And he almost missed catching it.
Whoa. Stop the clock. You mean the baby?
Yeah.
Like the baby squirts out like a fucking, like
Veronica
a Twinkie or something?
She kicked off my ribs and came out like a rocket. And I felt her push off my ribs and out she came.
How far did she fly?
Well, he did catch the baby, but he missed the placenta later. He was looking away and left a bucket full of fluids underneath, and guess where the placenta landed?
Are we talking like a flea flicker kind of flying? Like just a little whoop? Like, you know what the football term of a flea flicker is? It's a short pass. How far distance-wise did the baby go from your vagina into that doctor's arms?
Oh, no. Well, he was there. He actually caught the baby. And the assistant doula was close by in case.
Oh, you made it sound like it was like a squirt and like catch it going down a slide, or else it goes in the basement or some shit.
It was from 0 to out in about a second.
And it was like a missile flying out of a cannon kind of deal? Like a little boop, you know?
Like a baby rocket, yep.
Yeah, baby rocket. All right, Harry Balls is out. Thank you. That's the easiest way to get Harry out of my chat.
And she's been like that ever since. Oh, man, she's still a firecracker.
And the third one, was that an easier birth process?
Oh, well, the second one was easy. And I was in a lot less pain because I didn't have the epidural, so I didn't tear the hell out of myself.
Oh, Jesus. Do you feel like because you had two babies, the third one was going to be an easier process for you?
Oh, yeah. Well, except I was old by then.
Yep.
I had all my babies in my 30s. I was 38. The doctors thought I was a ticking time bomb. Oh, my God, she's 38. Oh, no.
Right. So were you afraid because you were 38?
Oh, not at all. I'd already done it, been there, done that. As long as you can get pregnant, you can have a baby.
So did you experience any health issues at 38 when you had the baby?
Nope. Although I would say I did have a long wait for the baby to come out. I was like in labor for 6 weeks. I mean, as far as you'd get the contractions and they'd hurt so bad, you're running into the walls and then they'd stop.
When were you physically at the hospital about to give birth?
I didn't go to the hospital for my third one.
Oh, you did it in the bathtub?
I did it at the midwife's office in their bathtub, hot tub. And see, the funny thing is I went in on Labor Day thinking I was in labor, and I spent the whole night there. And then I went home, baby still on board. And I came back 3 weeks later and had the baby. It was literally 3 weeks before I came back again, and then the baby came out.
When did the water break?
Shortly before I left to head for the midwife's office 3 weeks later. As far as the water breaking thing, they always say, if your water broke, you got to get in and get it out right away. No. You can leak for a long time as long as they're not shoving their fingers into you and introducing contamination. You're fine.
Warrior, welcome to the panel.
All these checks are useless. Those cervical checks they do to pregnant women mean nothing, and all they do is irritate you and give them a chance to strip your membranes. Do you know how many doctors say, "Oh, let me just check your cervix," and they go in there and it hurts oddly, and then you come home and you find out you're bleeding because they stripped your membranes without your consent.
All right, let's transition, Warrior, shall we?
Okay, we'll try something different.
A global conspiracy against God and humanity. Controversial Catholic Archbishop pushes Qanon-themed letters to Trump. This is what was talked about earlier in the chat. Controversial figure with the Republican Catholic Church made waves in the online world of QAnon after his open letter to President Trump was quoted in a post from the anonymous leader of the cult-like conspiracy movement. The letter by Archbishop Carlo Maria Vigano, a former Vatican ambassador to the United States and outspoken adversary. Easy. Mute button. Hit many of the favorite themes of the pro-Trump conspiracy theory, attacking its villains, The fate of the whole world is being threatened by global conspiracy against God and humanity, Vigano wrote, emphasizing the official importance of the imminent election, casting Trump as the final garrison against the world dictatorship and his Democratic opponent, former Vice President Joe Biden. Not long after Q posted the letter to the Fringe message board, Acorn, earlier on Friday morning, it was tweeted by former Trump National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. Flynn's a retired Army Lieutenant General who pleaded guilty to lying to the FBI about his contacts with Russian officials. Late Friday morning, Argentino, PhD of Concordia University, who was closely studying human rights, observed that the letter was gaining widespread traction across channels and groups online. It was discussed in languages including Hebrew, Portuguese, Spanish, French, etc. So this is pretty much the this individual first gained real notoriety in August 2018 when he published another open letter calling for the resignation of Pope Francis, whom he accused without evidence of covering up allegations of sexual abuse by prominent clerics. That letter and subsequent others published that year, Vigano repeatedly blamed gay priests for the Catholic Church's child abuse crisis and accused Pope Francis of promoting a dangerous homosexual current within the Vatican. There it is. Trump tweeted that the letter writing that he was honored by it, encouraging his more than 80 million followers to read it, religious or not, which gained a lot of controversy. So there you go. There's that. Let's get back to you want me to get to the actual letter? Wasn't that the actual letter? The actual letter. Now I gotta find the actual letter. Where's the actual letter? All right, here we go. I think I just found it. Bear with us, everybody. Bear with me, people. Trying to get to the actual letter here, but can someone in the chat post the actual letter? Some shit?
Hello, War Eagle.
Hello, how are you?
There you go. You guys can talk while I try to do this. Is there a TV in the background or something? No.
War Eagle, not me.
No. All right. I can't find the letter, so if anyone in the chat that's a mod can find the letter, great. If not, I'm going to just move on because I'm not really as interested in this as people want me to be honest with you. Donald letter to Trump. I'm only doing this because somebody suggested it. All right, I think I found it. I'm not going to read this whole fucking thing, though. This is a lot of fucking things to read. What's wrong with you, machinist? You want me to read all this? I know how to use Google. Listen, like, you don't walk over to Wolf Blitzer and say, hey, Wolf, why don't you talk about something else than what's on your format? I mean, who the fuck do you think you are, machinist? What do you think, I'm Anderson Cooper or some shit? No. We got a format here. We're talking about vaginas and babies, and now we're going, COVID, all that stuff. That's the format. All right? There it is. Open letter to President Donald Trump from Carlo Maria Vigano. Let me zoom in so everyone can see it. There it is, everybody. That's a long-ass fucking letter. I got it. I fucking got it. Don't worry about me. In recent months, we've been witnessing the formation of two opposing sides that I will call biblical, the children of light and the children of darkness. The children of light constitutes the most conspicuous part of humanity, while the children of darkness represent an absolute minority, yet the former of the object of the sort of discriminations that places them in a situation of moral inferiority with respect to their adversaries, who often hold strategic positions in government, in politics, in the economy, and in the media. In an apparently inexplicable way, the good are held hostage by the wicked and by those who help them, either out of self-interest or fearness. These two sides, which have a biblical nature, follow the clear separation between offspring of the woman and the offspring of the serpent. On one hand, those are who, although they have 1,000 defects and weaknesses, are motivated by the desire to do good. to be honest and to raise a family, to engage in work, to give prosperity to their homeland, to help the needy, and in obedience to the law of God, to merit the kingdom of heaven. On the other hand, there are those who serve themselves, who do not hold any moral principles, who want to demolish the family and with the nation, exploit workers to make themselves unduly wealthy, foment internal divisions and wars, and accumulate power and money. For them, the false illusion of temporal well-being will one day, if they do not repent, yield to the terrible fate that awaits them far from God and eternal damnation. In society, Mr. President, there are two opposing realities coexist as internal enemies, just as God and Satan are eternal enemies, and it appears that the children of darkness, who we may easily identify with the deep state, which you widely oppose and which is fiercely waging war against in these days, have decided to show their cards, so to speak, by now revealing their plans. They seem to be certain of already having everything under control. So there it is. It's quite a long thing. If anyone wants to give their comments on it.
Wait, I thought we were switching topics. Isn't that the same one?
We were, but then I had to read the letter. So I read the letter, and I'm showing the whole letter to make people happy because it was brought up.
Oh, wait, no, what I mean is all that birth and industry stuff I just said. What he's talking about is the same thing. They want to break up the family. They want to get the dad away. Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, and have you heard about this welfare thing? Apparently, you're not allowed to live with your husband and get welfare. You got to kick the dad out of the house to get the welfare money for your baby and the WIC and so on. That if the daddy's at home, you can't have none of that. They just say, oh, well, you should go to work.
Right.
What the hell?
Right.
So they're literally, you can't eat unless you get rid of the parental unit.
Right.
Although, you know, the neighbors across the street, when I lived in a hick neighborhood, they literally said, oh, yeah, this baby's 16 now, so we're going to have a new baby. That way we can keep getting their WIC money. They literally had a baby to keep getting their WIC stuff. I cannot imagine that. And they went around bragging about it.
Mm-hmm.
Not in my world.
Right. Not in your world?
Well, I can't imagine having a baby just for money.
Right.
You have the baby because you want to love them forever.
Right. That's a good point. So I'm allowing people to finish reading the letter. I read a couple paragraphs myself of it. And then we're going to go to the next news story, shall we?
What, Wayne County, Michigan?
Yes, sir.
What were your thoughts on the stream last night? You were on there most of it.
Well, I really don't have very good words to say about Mr. PayPal Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
I have watched a lot of his films, and he does a lot of lying. So
a lot of lying, a pattern of behavior of somebody who isn't telling the truth on a consistent basis.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to believe anything, especially when you don't want to show nothing.
I get a little confused. How is Justin Pulliam hanging out with PayPal Patty? I get so confused there because Justin is really, I thought he was an upright guy, but I keep seeing PayPal Patty going with him. People question him on that, and he's like, well, who else is going to come along?
Well, Extra Good Citizen goes around with Justin Pulliam. PayPal Patrick does. They all live in Texas.
Yeah.
So that's why you see them together a lot.
And all hail Justin. It looks like he cleaned up Leon Valley with the voters. That last election, what happened? And that city council meeting, it looks like he got a lot of people replaced.
The only problem I have with that is...
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. No, you're good.
The only problem I have with that is he wasn't from that town. And, you know, I'm one of the ones you don't get in other people's business. But, you know, that's just me.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's go to our next news story. All right. Our next news story is Wisconsin police officer.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Did I not post a letter? Hold on. I'm going to post a letter in the chat so I make sure. So for those who want to read the letter, there it is right there. I don't know who put it in the chat, but there you go. All right.
Oh,
yeah.
Can I do a real quick PSA?
It depends what it is. If it's about like vagina leaking, I don't know how much more I can take.
Oh, no. It's for Eric Brandt. He got his thing resolved with the skid that fell off. And he wants us, if we put in bad Google reviews for that company, to fix it because they fixed it.
Okay.
They're not going to charge him $1,300 for 2 hours of using a skid steer.
Wisconsin police officer who fatally shot 3 people in the last 5 years is resigning. Joseph Mensa, the Wauwatosa police officer who has been suspended since July in the aftermath of his 3rd fatal shooting, is resigning from the department effective November 30th. The Wauwatosa Common Council entered into separation agreement with Mensa Tuesday night. Mensa, who has been suspended since July 15th, has shot and killed 3 people in the line of duty in the last 5 years. All 3 of those shootings have been ruled justified self-defense by the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office, including the most recent one in February. But Mensa remained suspended by the Wauwatosa Police and Fire Commission after a complaint was filed by the family of Jay Anderson Jr., who Mensa fatally shot in Wauwatosa Park in 2016. The city's asking the commission to meet as soon as possible to dismiss the charges pending against Mensa. Before the resignation was announced, a hearing before the Police and Fire Commission was recently scheduled for December 16th, in which Mensa would have the opportunity to regain his job. Now is the time for all of us to come back together and heal. Wauwatosa, the mayor, like Dennis McBride said, investigated an early call for Mensa to be fired. The commission was the only panel that could fire Mensa, but others have weighed in throughout the year. And the same day that the Milwaukee DA cleared Mensa of any criminal wrongdoing, in his 3rd fatal shooting, an independent investigator hired by the commission recommended that Mensa will be fired.
I'm the editor here. They didn't even spell the city the same way. If you look, they spelled it 2 different ways.
Did they?
Is it Wauwatosa or is it Wauwatosa? Where's their editor? This entire article is called into question because they did not edit it properly.
I don't know. I can't even say the word correctly, and you want me to, I mean.
Wauwatosa.
Yeah.
But this is the police officer that has also been harassed at his own home.
He's suspended.
This time.
Yep.
Yeah. He was somebody. If I ain't mistaken, he was shot at his home.
Mm-hmm.
Also, and that is probably another reason he's resigned.
I think if it's ruled justified in self-defense, that's the way I look at it, is either him or them. Yeah. And he had to make that decision. But the fact that he had to do it so many times in 5 years, 3 times in 5 years, do you blame him for it?
No.
Nope. You don't have to wait to get shot at to fire back.
If it's necessary, it needs to be done.
Right.
Bottom line. And public pressure, public scrutiny, whatever it may be, that is the reason he has resigned.
Well, because of what's going on right now, I mean, it's just come down on him real hard.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's been found not guilty of all 3 of the shootings.
Mm-hmm.
Which we wasn't there, so we can't really say what happened. Would we have done it? Maybe. It just depends.
Now, I don't know if I want to do this one. No, I'm trying to stay away from like religious stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to stay away from the other one.
Oh, I'll go there. Back in the 70s, I'm a mixed breed. I'm half Greek and half English. So I wasn't Greek enough to date the Greek boys, and I wasn't white enough to date the white people.
Okay.
You've seen me. I'm plenty white enough, aren't I?
Yeah.
And now, later, some of those mommies that turned me down, I ran into them at the baby showers and stuff and found out, well, yeah, their Sonny Boy didn't do nearly as well as I did, so.
Right.
We lost War Eagle.
Did we? Oh, okay. I'm going to wrap up in a little bit. So, one of my last news stories that I wanted to talk about, because this was supposed to be a short stream. Judge halts federal execution of a man in Texas. Teens killing. Terror halts and a federal judge halted the scheduled execution Thursday of a man convicted of kidnapping and raping a 16-year-old Texas girl and bludgeoning her with a shovel and burying her alive. The ruling was handed down just hours before Orlando Hall was scheduled to die by lethal injection at the federal prison in Terre Haute, Indiana. He would be the 8th federal inmate put to death since the Trump administration resumed federal executions this year. After a pause of nearly 2 decades without one, U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkan said the execution must be put on hold as the court weighs constitutional questions raised by Hall's attorney, including concerns over the Federal Bureau of Prisons protocols for executions. The court is deeply concerned that the government intends to proceed with a method of execution that this court and the Court of Appeals have found violates federal law. No name, your thoughts on that? I asked anyone's thoughts and they go on mute.
Oh, wait, no, I'm against the death penalty. I feel it's up to God. If they can sit in that jail cell and I'll pay for them as long as I have to, three hots and a cot, and maybe a Bible too, so they can get their mind in order before God takes them back. And in their life prematurely is playing God.
Mm-hmm. The Congressional Black Caucus sent a letter Thursday to Attorney General William Barr, citing concerns about the virus and urging the stay of execution. The letter stated that the virus will make any scheduled execution a tinderbox for further outbreaks and exacerbate concerns over the possibility of a miscarriage of justice. Warrigo, what are your thoughts on that? I know you left and came back, but I think you heard that, right?
Yes.
What's your thoughts on the execution when it comes to something like this? I mean, this person clearly did a monstrous, heinous act and should pay for it. What's your definition of pay for it?
I think if he took somebody's life, his life should be taken, because if he sits in prison, our tax money is going to have to pay for him sitting there. But the problem is he didn't give the person he killed the chance.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think they ought to take his life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, unless there's just any doubt that he did not do it. If they have found him guilty of no reasonable doubt, I think his life ought to be taken.
Okay. You disagree, No Name? Is that correct, No Name?
Oh, yes, I do. I disagree. And it costs us more to kill them than it does to feed them.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I kind of want to transition to another topic that's going on. Remote learning. Distance learning will be an option to the end of the year. I don't know. Should I play this? Yeah, let me try to play this. Let me know if you can hear this. No?
That's a little low.
Yeah, it's a news story. I don't want to risk it. Florida students will be able to continue learning remotely through the second half of the school year, said Educational Commissioner Richard Corringham said Wednesday. The reopening of brick-and-mortar classrooms, which were shuttered during the early stages of the coronavirus pandemic this spring, became a political flashpoint over the summer after Corringham ordered school districts to offer in-person instruction as well as online learning or be financially penalized. Yeah, this is during the State Board of Education meeting Wednesday. Corcoran said he expects to release another order addressing the pandemic by the end of the month. Adding concerns will be adding distance learning will remain an option. Do you have any thoughts? So Pierce said that many teachers are currently working under extreme stress, and some in his district have quit the profession in recent months. Numbers released Tuesday by the State Department of Health shows nearly 7,500 new cases of COVID-19 reported in the past day, including 85 deaths in total. There have been nearly 900,000 reported cases in Florida and 17,644 deaths caused by the coronavirus since March. What is your thoughts, No Name, on remote learning? All right. War Eagle, what's your thoughts on remote learning?
Well, now, where I'm from, they're not doing that. The
Mhm.
kids are back in school. They've been back in school since September.
Any fear, risk, nervous?
So far, they have not had any problems. It makes it a lot better on the kids because they're able to go back to school and sort of enjoy back to a regular type life than
Right.
just sitting at home. And plus, my daughter has to work, so she would have to find a babysitter.
Do you think remote learning kind of throws a lot of people off for a loop, knowing that like there's a lot of demand on parents, etc.?
Yes. So that puts a whole lot more, on parents to make sure they get their homework done,
Right.
all the schooling done. And the problem is, I don't know if the parents are that strong enough to make sure they get the work done.
Right.
I'm not going to say all of them that way, but you're going to have some that are not going to do like they're supposed to.
Right.
And I know the teachers have a hard job, but I just feel like when they're in school,
Mm-hmm.
it's back to a normal life, and they're able to learn a little bit more in school.
What is this? Sorry.
But where I'm from is most of our towns went back to normal.
Right.
We do have to wear the mask when we go into a business.
Right.
But other than that, that's the only time we have to wear a mask.
So let's talk about masks since you brought up the subject. So 20 minutes ago, the state of New Hampshire has issued a statewide mask mandate as of 20 minutes ago. So this is breaking news. A statewide mask mandate will be in place in New Hampshire starting Friday. Governor Chris Sununu announced Thursday all residents above the age of 5 will be required to wear a face covering when unable to keep at least 6 feet of distance in both indoor or outdoor public spaces, according to a release from the governor's office. The decision comes as the state has experienced a 100% increase in its hospitalization rate over the past 2 weeks. More than 70% of New Hampshire's hospitals or long-term care facilities are experiencing some sort of staffing crunch. 529 new COVID cases and 2 additional coronavirus-related deaths. That brings us to a statewide total of 15,749 cases and 504 deaths, according to New Hampshire's COVID-19 dashboard. El Paso, let's go to El Paso right now. That's El Paso, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
They reported 672 new COVID-19 cases on Thursday. This marks the 3rd consecutive day of declining cases, which is a good thing that everything's declining. It could be the weather. It could be who knows what it is. We already talked about the 4 million vials of its COVID-19 vaccine to the UK government. Pharmaceutical firm AstraZeneca has delivered 4 million vials of its coronavirus vaccine candidate to the UK government, with millions frozen, ready to be sent.
But the problem I'm going to have with the vaccine,
yep,
because of the testing, do you really want to try it when some of these medicines take years and years?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I want to try it and then be the one that dies from it.
You don't want to be the guinea pig, essentially.
Yep, I don't want to be a guinea pig. Now, I haven't had any problem with COVID-19 since it happened, and I have not changed anything since it happened. I have my own business. I go to people's house. I'm an appliance technician. And most people don't even tell me to wear a mask in the house.
Right.
And I haven't had a bit of problem. I don't like wearing the mask. I don't have a doctor's excuse, but it does hurt my breathing when I put a mask on.
Mm-hmm.
I will wear it inside of a business because it's been their business.
Right.
As far as in my house or around my house or outside, I'm not going to wear a mask.
Right.
I don't know what to say about the COVID-19. I just, it's just strange things to happen since this went on.
Yeah, I agree. Like Grubbo, I don't know if America or any other country, for that matter, was ready for a pandemic.
Do I get to talk about my tinfoil hat again? I
No.
think the masks are intended to spread it more. People don't wash them. They don't change them. If you've got a cloth mask, you need a hospital-grade washing machine. or you're just reinfecting yourself and others.
Okay.
I agree
And
with that.
me, the mask is a total sham. I've been wearing the same disposable mask the whole fucking time. And even Joe Biden can't wear his mask right. If the president-elect, office of the president-elect, even though Congress said he's not, and sent him a letter, he's still doing it. Okay, but you see him up there, and he's always moving it around. His nose comes out. He even one day he lowered it so he could cough into his hand, put it back up, and then touch the podium. That is not the example of how to use a mask.
Right. I agree with you.
Me, for years, I wear a snood in public. It covers up my hair, like that crocheted thing from medieval times. You put your hair up in it.
Right.
And I wear cheap winter gloves all summer long to remind me you're out in public. You've got these gloves on. Don't touch your face. And it's made a huge difference for me. And these cheap winter gloves are great for when I'm out shopping because the cardboard doesn't tear up my girly hands. Win-win.
Win-win.
And it's mostly don't touch your face.
Right. Which is a difficult thing. It's a nervous habit for a lot of people.
But if you're wearing a mask, you got to touch your face all the fucking time. This is wrong.
And in my opinion, once whoever becomes president, which I think if Trump becomes president, it would slowly disappear.
Right.
I think it has a lot to do with what's going on.
Right.
Hi, hubby.
That right now.
Hubby's here.
Who?
My hubby's here. I made him a fan of yours too.
Pat Seguin?
Oh no.
Is it Druid? Is that him? Maybe.
I'm so proud of that boy. He's so wonderful. Yes, that's my hubby, Druid.
Pat Seguin. Gotta love him. 8 Australian.
No, it's Druid. But yeah, I love Pat too. Master and muzzle. We can't see the emotions part here.
Right.
No smiling anymore. Nobody smiles at each other because we're all covered.
Mm-hmm. So let's move over to Australia, shall we? We have elite Australian troops unlawfully killed 39 Afghan civilians amid a culture of bloodlust, reported alleges. This is a pretty crazy story coming from Canberra, Australia. Australian elite officials allegedly killed 39 Afghan civilians and prisoners unlawfully in an environment where bloodlust and competition killings were reportedly a norm, according to a long-awaited official report. Speaking Thursday, the chief of Australian Defence Force, Jen Angus Campbell, said there had been a warrior culture among some members of Australia's special forces serving in Afghanistan. One alleged incident, the details of which have been redacted to protect the identities of those involved, is referred to as a document possibly the most disgraceful episode in Australia's military history. This is a 4-year inquiry that alleged war crimes in Afghanistan, alleges that some patrol commanders who were treated as demigods required junior soldiers to shoot soldiers to achieve their first kill. In a process known as blooding, the report presents what it says is credible information that the weapons of handheld radios were then sometimes alleged placed by a body to make it seem like the person who had been killed in action. I have an echo. Who's echoing? None of the 39 alleged unlawful killings happened in the heat of battle, according to the report, and the Afghans who died were non-combatants or no longer combatants. Campbell sincerely and unreservedly apologized to people of Afghanistan for the conduct alleged in the report. It would have been devastated that the lives of Afghan families and communities caused immeasurable pain and suffering. The ADF is recommending that Australia's federal police investigates 19 individuals from the Australian Special Forces over 36 alleged war crimes, including murder and cruel treatment of non-combatants in Afghanistan between 2009 and 2013. Campbell said he had accepted all of the inquiry's 143 recommendations. Some accused are still in the military right now, too. So, there you go. Well, Warrior goes back, everybody. There you go. So, this is a crazy story right now. Really is. Crazy, crazy story. Warrior go or No Name. What are your thoughts on this story? Sad, huh?
Yes.
Fucking sad. Sad as fuck. No name. What do you think? What do you label this story as? Sad?
Hazing in the military?
Hmm?
Hazing in the military is quite common, I think.
Mm-hmm.
All
right.
Do I compare it to a fraternity? You know?
Right.
Thank you, sir. May I have another whack?
All right. Let's end on a happy note. What?
Oh, wait. That's a movie reference. Do you know where I got that?
Say it again.
Thank you, sir. May I have another whack with the paddle across his ass as part of the hazing ceremony for the fraternity? I think that might have been, what's that classic one?
You don't even know.
I do know. I can see the scene. I just forgot the name of the movie.
You don't even know.
Come on, Mr. Druid, help me out.
I know, but I'm not helping you out. So let's change the subject. Something funny, something positive. Mother-daughter pilots forging a path of female aviators. We did a story earlier about the female that was Animal House, by the way.
That was Animal House.
Yeah. So Animal House. This wasn't hazing. This was disgusting, vile acts by people who had a lust for blood and killing people and should never have served in the military at all.
I agree.
At all. Hold on. What was this huge book? The way Sancho was running his YouTube with people joining him and talking to them, they don't even do shit like that with the kids. Oh, thank you. Is that a compliment to me?
Oh, yes, it is. Coolout's got it. He sees how you've helped me. You move the needle here and there just very gently without letting people talk and, having the back and forth. We're never going to change anyone's mind.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm doing good, right? No? All right. Mother-daughter pilots.
Good job.
Thank you. When the mother-daughter pilots, when Donna Garrett was growing up in the greater Los Angeles area, it didn't seem strange that her mom worked as an airline pilot because her dad had the same profession. Captaining an airplane seemed like a normal thing to do. It was the boring job that my parents did when they went to work. Donna, now 26, laughs. In fact, Mommy Susie Garrett was blazing a trail across the skies as one of the first female pilots for regional U.S. carrier SkyWest, which is a big airline of SkyWest. As Donna got older, she began to take notice. Inspired by her parents' passion and freedom they enjoyed to explore the world, she decided to pursue her own career in flying. Fast forward to September 2019, and Donna was operating an airline alongside Susie as SkyWest's first mother-daughter pilot team. Look at that. That is cool. They were the first mother-daughter pilot team, and they were in charge of a fucking airplane. It doesn't get cooler than that. That flight took place over a year ago, but in recent weeks, Donna and Susie's story has been unexpectedly gone viral with photos of the duo smiling proudly in the cockpit spreading across social media. We knew it was really special to Susie, who was celebrating 30 years at SkyWest when she paired up with her daughter. She remembers exactly everybody else's reaction as being one of the most heartwarming parts of the experience. The pair had hoped to repeat the experience in 2020, but their plans were halted by the COVID pandemic. So they are, right now Susie lives in Los Angeles, Donna lives in Chicago, and like many families, they've not been able to spend much time together this year. Defying the stereotype. I love this. Donna and Susie Garrett both work as pilots in SkyWest Airlines. While the image of the two sharing a flight deck captured a happy moment in aviation, it also symbolized the milestone of the tough journey faced by women pilots. One of the reasons the pair think their story resonated across the world. Susie Garrett began working for SkyWest in 1989. She dreamed of becoming a pilot aviator. Back when women weren't really pilots and pretty much the military was the only way of becoming one, but I wasn't tall enough for the military, says Susie, who was 5'1". Really awesome story. I love stories like this. Family footsteps. There's a photo of them. There you go. Look at this. Great story, guys. Do you have any nice No name about this story? 2 female pilots? Nobody wants. Jesus.
Well, good for them.
Are you
It
getting
triggers-
emotional?
It triggers tears for me. 25 years, all those test cars, all that time on the test tracks, not a single photo left. I wasn't allowed to photograph any of that. So 25 years of my history, unphotographed, nothing there. All I got is my
What are
memory.
you talking about?
Well,
What are
they're
you talking
pilots.
about? Focus.
They're pilots. I was an engineer. I was driving test cars around test tracks. I was putting thoughts in the car's brain, driving it around a little, put a new thought in its brain, drive it some more. But, the rules there, because, prototype vehicles, no photographing anything, no photographing the test track, none of that, not even my office. I don't even have a picture of my office. And I know it might seem odd that I'm lamenting about a huge blank space there in history where I could have been vlogging and all that and putting all that stuff up there.
Mm-hmm.
But, you sign the terms of service, the confidentiality agreement, and I'm still very careful
back to the
not to talk about things that haven't been published.
Okay.
But I get a moment of sadness for all that time I did, and I don't have a single picture to show for it.
Well, you have the memories and the thoughts.
Oh, yeah. And I get to see those cars drive around on the road now. And even the Australians got to see them drive around on the road. I worked on the Falcon.
Yeah.
Which was cool because I would open the hood and you could see the pavement. There was like space under the hood. It wasn't all filled up with all that emissions crap.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's end it with Christmas with Santa. The U.S. Postal Service Operation Santa Letter campaign goes digital in the 108th year for those who would like to send letters, etc. In its 108th year, the U.S. Postal Service annual Operation Santa letter writing campaign is going digital and expanded nationwide to adapt the ongoing pandemic. The program allows children and families to write letters to Santa, which will then be processed and shared online beginning December 4th at uspostoperationSanta.com. I'm going to post this link right now in the chat for the parents. I know my beautiful girlfriend, Jess, is one, so I have to post that there for everyone to have that there. It's right there. Pretty much once the letters are live, anyone in the U.S. can go online and adopt a letter and help make a child or family's holiday wishes come true. Oh, this is cool. So essentially, I kind of misread it. The program allows children and families to write letters to Santa, which will then be processed and shared online beginning on this December 4th at uspsoperationSanta.com. Once the letters are live, anyone in the U.S. can go online and adopt a letter. This is cool. They can adopt a letter and help make a child or family's holiday wishes come true. Companies also can help adopt letters as teams. While anyone and everyone can write a letter, the program was started to help families and kids in need. This is cool. I didn't know that's where it was started. The program, I thought it was just you send a letter to Santa, something cool like that. But this is cool. This is like the program has always been providing holiday gifts for families who may not have the means to provide for anything more than basic needs. Over the last 108 years, the USPS has received hundreds and thousands of letters as part of the Operation Santa program from said. Last year alone, more than 11,000 packages were sent to people who wrote to Santa and had their letters adopted. USPS first launched an online pilot of USPS Operation Santa in 2017 in New York City. It expanded to 7 cities online in 2018. The success of the digitization of the program helped pave the way for this year's expansion. Anyone's thoughts? There are more than 11.3 million coronavirus cases in the U.S., which is why they have done this digitally now this year.
Because of what's going on in this country, there's probably a lot of that needs to go on. But there's going to probably be a lot of families that can't afford to get things.
Yeah. I think this is a really good idea.
Yeah.
This is a great idea. And it's great to have it as my last news story. I do want to post the link to that. I already posted the link to the U.S. USPS Operation USA, no, USPS Operation Santa.com. That is a link for anybody who wants to do anything good this year and help a child in need who has a Christmas list. Definitely circle back on that website. And when did they say it's going to launch? December 4th. So December 4th, be ready. I'll probably do another plug on it around that time. I think it's a great cause, just like St. Jude's a great cause.
Yeah.
I believe Operation Santa letter campaign is an amazing cause. Yes, no name. We know you were females engineer since the 80s. We know that.
Oh no, they were
It's
just
been
talking
beaten
about
down to
20%.
No, I know that. I know that.
I have doubts about St. Jude. Have you looked into their data?
I don't have any doubts of St. Jude, and yes, I have. But
Oh, okay. Well, that reassures me. Thank you.
yeah, everyone's hopping on as I wrap up. So welcome, welcome, Asian and Bucket Boy.
Yeah, I missed you, man, but I just got back home and I saw you alive, so I just wanted to come up quickly and support you. Say hello and say hello to No Name, War Eagle, and my boy Bucket right here.
Thank you, thank you.
What's going on?
And love what you're doing here. I don't want to put you under pressure, man, but once they receive these letters, if you maybe want to have a live session and get some people to volunteer on these letters, I would love to be involved in that.
That's exactly what we're doing.
Fantastic.
Between the Bucket just jumps on me like God. All right, Bucket, you're in charge of the show, man.
What?
He can't even get his shit together. Your mic's all fucked up.
What do you mean?
Now I can hear you when you yell and swear. I can hear you.
Yeah, well, fuck it. I'm scared.
Are you on a cell phone or where are you?
No, I'm trying to use my fucking webcam. It's being gay.
Okay. Any thoughts on this program? Thank you, Asian, for joining the membership. Any thoughts, Bucket?
My mic's not working.
Oh my God, this is.
I can't hear you.
It sounds like he's in a basement right now. Say it again.
Yeah.
Say it again, Bucket.
Hello?
There you are. Now you're better.
There you go.
All right, Bucket. Are you taking over or what?
Am I?
Are you doing karaoke right now after this or no?
No.
Why not? Because you were supposed to do karaoke last night.
Yeah, it's still too early. I gotta figure this shit out over here real quick.
You figure shit out. Just put some karaoke songs and just press play.
I gotta get it all situated.
All right, what's on your mind, Bucket, as we wrap up?
I can't get this fucking webcam.
That's not my problem. That's not my problem. What else is on your mind?
What if we just make Bucket go live and we all go there? Send the torch to him.
I would love to do that, but he doesn't have his shit together.
Well, that's okay. He'll bring us up on StreamYard and we'll take care of it for him.
Bucket, do you want to go live?
I will be in about 10 minutes here.
10 minutes. Why don't you do me a favor, Bucket?
Yep.
Don't pray. I need you to go to StreamYard and create the link as you're on this panel. And then we can post the link in the private chat and I'll put it in the public.
How long since you turned off your computer?
Me or him?
Him. Because the answer is always reboot. Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Yep.
Okay, because that's what I always do whenever anything goes funky with mine, but I usually don't have to do that more than every 3 months or so.
All right, Asian, what's your thoughts on everything? Were you around yesterday? I think you were.
No, yeah,
MIA yesterday.
Yeah, I was hiatus. Well, I was on Kenny Klein's panel late. I got on late.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Bucket. Radio 101, my guy. When you start coughing like that, hit the mute button. You call yourself a news source. You're coughing and locking and jocking while you're on live. Come on, Bucket. Get your shit together. My condolences, Asian, for you being on Kenny Klein.
Speaking of that, is there a hotkey for mute on StreamYard here?
Yeah, it's called the mute button at the bottom left where it says start cam mute.
Well, no, that's not a hotkey. I actually have to move the mouse and do it. I can't just slam at my keyboard and hit a hotkey and make it mute.
I was telling Bucket about your hotkeys and stuff earlier. You know, with the mouse and all that stuff. With the
No Name, do you have a mute button on your headset that you're wearing there?
Oh, I do, but it's kind of hard for me to find. Wherever that blue light is, it's near there.
Gotcha. By the way, one quick question, if I may, Sancho, for No Name, No Name. What type of engineer were you back in the 80s? Just out of curiosity.
Well, I've been an engineer since then.
What
I
line of
started,
engineering?
well, I started with a Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering with a specialization in computer design. So you would call me a computer engineer.
Very
But
good.
then I worked as mostly a software programmer, although at one point I was picking chips out of the book and laying out the circuit board and all that shit. I mean, I soldered it together. I used the logic analyzer. There I was, young engineer with 100 pounds of weird electrical equipment, which is all the stuff you need to make bombs, going through the airport right after Desert Storm happened. So yeah, hey, you betcha.
Thanks for answering the question, No Name.
Oh, okay. Well, then I went on and got a Master of Science.
In the same computer science?
Well, electrical engineering, computer science, and mechanical engineering. It was called automotive. Oh, I don't know. It was a big long thing of words, but it was all about cars. How to put thoughts in the car's brain. It was all specialized like that. I got a Master of Science without having to write a dissertation. Isn't that awesome?
Right.
Dissertations are a pain in the ass. You got to kiss some professor's ass.
Do you?
Well, a lot of people get screwed over and not get their MS because their professor was an idiot.
Are you an official Smarty Pants, No Name?
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
Yeah, she's highly
want to do
intelligent.
some algebra?
I'd love to interview your husband sometime.
You have to be very analytically minded in order to become a software computer engineer.
I think it'd be a fascinating interview to see what No Name is like behind the scenes in real life. I have about 25 questions about the real No Name. I do.
No, I'm just a drunken idiot anymore. I've
No,
been for
I
God and
think you're a
country
lot.
working.
You're a
I
lot.
haven't
You're
had
not
a
a
job
drunken
for
idiot.
what did I just count? 20 months. It's been 20 months since I got released.
You're not a drunken idiot.
I am.
Bucket's audio is all fucked up. Bucket, say it again.
Fuck your mother.
Bucket, you're under the floor covered right now. I have you buried in there for a reason, Bucket. Bucket, are you going to be able to get your shit together for your live stream? That's the fear I have, Bucket. I might have to do some technical support to Bucket Boy. Let me close the poll. Asian, are you going to travel this Thanksgiving?
No, we're staying local. Yeah.
Bucket, are you going to travel this Thanksgiving? Nope. Can't hear Bucket.
He said no, I think.
No, he said no?
Yeah.
All right. And No Name, you're not going to travel this Thanksgiving?
Oh, no, I don't usually go to family holidays. I'm just laughing my ass off at Jolly Pumpkin's comment.
Can you guys hear me now?
Programmed it all.
Can you guys hear me now?
Way too loud, Bucket. My headphones are off now.
Hold on.
Jesus, Bucket. Just took my hearing away. Is it safe to put the headphones back on?
Can you hear me now?
Oof. Yes, for the 15th time, we can hear you.
Good. All
right, you ready to go live, my guy?
How's my camera quality?
Oh, my God. What is this, an audition mirror? Bucket Boy's going live. There's the link in the chat. Everybody go over to subscribe to Bucket. Does anyone else have anything to say besides Bucket Boy?
Thanks for letting me up, sir.
Thanks for coming on, everybody.
Good time. Thank you.
Impromptu stream we were supposed to do last night, but instead we had to go after PayPal Patrick. So I wanted to squeeze this new stream in. Everybody go over to Bucket Boy. Like, share, and subscribe to me. Like, share, and subscribe to Bucket Boy. Go check them out and throw some peppers in the chat.
All right.